So look, check this out, YouTube. It's your boy Cam, and I'm back. Man, well, back shit. I ain't even never come the first time. This is my first reaction video, man. I just thought I'd switch it up, you know what I'm saying? Do something a little different today, man. And probably, just to see how it goes, man. So I'm gonna do this reaction video, this Court TV. Hopefully I'm gonna get copyrighted, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we're gonna check this out, and man, to see how it goes. Like I said, it's my first reaction video, so man, I need y'all to hit that like button for me. Please hit that like button. I don't even care if you watch it for 10 seconds. Just hit that like button, subscribe button, man. Help a brother out, you feel me? If y'all like it, if y'all fucking with it, I'm gonna do some more of these videos. I'm gonna try to change it up, man. I know Court TV, Court Cam, they have a lot of videos, man. I be watching, I want to react to it. So, yeah, man, let's try to get this done, man. I want to see how this go. Like I said, I ain't never done this before, so we're going to check this out. So let me play this right here.
This is the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center in Miami, Florida. And this is Eduardo Arama. Arama's supposed to be locked up inside said facility, but he's not.
Hopefully I can hear it.
That's a problem.
I can hear it.
The inmate did not escape. Instead, a paperwork error triggered his early release into the public.
Man, how you got paperwork error? Come on.
This happened to be his 52nd birthday. It was a nice present, considering Arama still had just under a year to serve, linked to criminal mischief, probation violation, and shooting or throwing a deadly missile into a dwelling or vehicle.
Damn.
Yes, throwing a missile into a dwelling or vehicle. After realizing the mistake, authorities issued warnings to the public, including this wanted flyer. Based on Arama's criminal record, his accidental release was a serious situation. For nearly 3 days, there was no sign of Arama until he resurfaced in an unlikely
I ain't catching me, shit. Missiles, man, I ain't catching me, shit, man.
Today, we live in an exciting data.
He only had a year left.
On a Zoom call with the Miami-Dade Circuit Court. That's Arama, who, despite being aware that he's currently a wanted man, looks pretty
Bro. And he showed up in court, bro. Masked up and everything. I ain't catching, buddy. I ain't catching him.
Relaxed from an undisclosed
he got his
location
dog with him and
with
everything.
A friendly little pooch on his lap. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Broward County Court set up an easily accessible portal for remote hearings. Prior to his release, Arama had a hearing scheduled for...
That Zoom call court was like... Man, that shit came in clutch during COVID, man. I know I had to show up to court at least 4 times on Zoom, man. That shit was clutch as hell. So you ain't had to worry about, I got a warrant, they gonna take me. Nah. Hey, they need to bring that back.
Today,
keep on
that
doing
he should be joining from inside the correctional facility. But instead, it looks like he's on the patio.
Buddy chilling.
Despite being wanted by police, he shows up for his hearing and is even a little early. At the time, the only other person on the video call is his attorney, Assistant Public Defender Fadia Salem. But after a brief conversation discussing his situation with her, he hangs up before the actual hearing begins.
Mr. Arama is a sentenced inmate. He is sentenced to state prison. He was released in error.
He ain't going.
As you know, Mr. Arama was present. His video was working. Then he turned it off.
Ms. Salem, have you spoken with him about surrendering?
Judge, I have spoken
look
to
at her.
him.
Why does she look
this
like
is
that?
his only request.
Look at her.
About surrendering?
Look at... Face
Judge,
ass.
I have spoken to him. This is his only request. He has only but a few possessions left to his name and a dog. And he's merely asking for the court to give him a date to surrender so that he can find somebody to take those possessions.
Know what to say about Buddy.
Despite the fact that Arama is supposed to be in jail, Salem continues to make the case for a little more free time for her client.
Look, and she a public defender.
Answers the authorities' calls, appears in court on Zoom.
You ain't never gonna find a public defender like her. She trying to stick up for her client.
So that he can get his possessions to somebody to take care of.
Hey, we need more
But Judge
public defenders
Marlene
like her.
Fernandez
She look at her like, man,
Caravezos
she can't
seems to
believe
think
this bitch.
Arama's dog-sitting vacation has lasted long enough.
She finna
He's
get
had
fired.
that day. Miss Salem, he was released on Monday. It's now Thursday. He surrendered today.
Eduardo Arama was taken back into custody the following day without incident. The Miami-Dade Department of Corrections issued a statement saying, quote, "Our review of the circumstances surrounding this inmate release is
Hey,
ongoing."
man, it ain't
to
even his
include a
fault
full
though. Look, it ain't even his fault though, bro. So they shouldn't. That's they fuck up. You feel me? So they shouldn't fault him for that. Shit, at least he came and turned himself in, man. It's like, y'all let me out. I ain't finna say, oh, wait a minute, I still got a year left. You guys, are you sure? No, man, I'm finna get up out of there, and you gotta catch me when you catch me. Shit. You lucky he turned himself in. They hope, man, hopefully they ain't add no more charges on to him.
internal investigation. Now to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where Judge John Hurley is conducting remote bond hearings with inmates held at the Broward County Jail. 25-year-old Brian Noval believes he's only been charged with battery, but the record reads differently.
You were charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence battery. You're going to be held no bond, sir, until further order of the court. Thank you.
Damn. But he
The
pissed.
realization that he's going back to jail starts to sink in for Noval.
Kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. That's the truth. You're not going anywhere. That's the truth. All right, thanks. All right,
My
Suzanne Wall.
charge was battery.
Oh, wow, I know, man. But that's the way life is. What did he say? Whoa. Hey, bring that guy back. So what did you just say when you walked away?
I called you a because you're.
Did you?
Hey, he said
Okay,
it.
hold on a second,
I had
sir.
a battery charge.
Sir, this court is inclined to hold you in contempt of court, and I want to know from you, give me a reason why I should not hold you in contempt of court.
I don't see a reason why you shouldn't be. Because
Okay.
There's not a reason
Now-
this should be here.
Okay, sir, I find you in contempt of court for using that type of language with the court you just used. I'm going to ask you if you have anything to say before I pass sentence.
Bro, that's crazy, man. They feel
I
like,
apologize.
man, that should be
I was out
like
of
a
line.
freedom
I'm
of
just
speech,
upset
bro.
because
Like,
this is not what I was charged with yesterday.
Okay,
I
sir.
was charged with a battery.
I accept your apology, and I will sentence you to 60 days in the Broward County Jail. Thank you.
After getting hit with 2 months in jail, it appears the foul-mouthed defendant
Damn,
may
2
have finally
months?
learned his lesson.
saying
Or
that shit.
Can I take the back in?
maybe not.
All right, sir, hold it. Come on back. Come on back, sir. Sir, I'm inclined to hold you in contempt of court again. I'm going to send you to another 60 days to run consecutive to the prior 60 days.
4
So now you're up
months
to
for saying
120
some
days
shit,
in the
my
Broward
nigga. You
County
better
Jail.
shut up.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Nah.
All right, sir. Thank you very
He
much.
said,
You're
"Ah,
done.
nah, I give up. I quit."
I didn't even know you can do that.
Yes, he can, and yes, he
That's
did.
crazy.
All right, thank you.
He was actually released 4 days later by the judge.
Oh, he's lucky, dude.
Now we move on to
4
the
months
Lake
to 4
County Common
days?
Pleas
Oh,
Court
yeah,
in
he lucky
Painesville,
as hell.
Ohio. 32-year-old Manson M Bryant is in court to receive a sentence for aggravated burglary,
nigga look familiar.
aggravated robbery, kidnapping, abduction, and carrying
No,
a
he don't.
concealed
Just
weapon.
playing. I don't even know,
All
but-
stemming from a violent home invasion he committed with 2 others.
Tripping.
All rise. This court of common pleas is now in session. The Honorable Eugene Lucci presiding. May be seated.
Big wide body
The
ass
judge
nigga.
handing down the sentence is the Honorable Eugene Lucci, whom Bryant has appeared before 3 previous times for different crimes. In the past, Bryant has had words with the judge during sentencing. This time around, Manson expressed remorse to the judge, saying, quote, "I've made a lifetime of bad decisions. I am truly sorry. I respect you, and I respect your decision.
You know you finna get slammed.
That
shit.
decision is about to come down."
Court determines that his conduct and his criminal history shows that consecutive terms are needed to protect the public from future crime.
At this point, it's safe to assume that Bryant will be spending some time in prison, but just how much remains to be seen.
Court sentences you to prison on count 1, aggravated burglary, felony 1, for 8 years,
Damn.
and 3 years on the firearm specification.
Going down,
Court
my guy.
sentences you on count 3, aggravated robbery, for 8 years,
Look at him like,
plus
what?
3 years on the firearm
Like, you ain't tell me
specification,
this shit.
for a total of
God damn.
22
Oh
years.
shit. Look at him like, man, 22
with
years,
credit
man.
for
I ain't telling me this. I thought he was gonna get out.
231 days.
Look at him, he's salty. He pissed. 22 years. What?
That courtroom, you racist ass. Courtroom, man. You racist as You racist as 22 years. Racist ass.
Remember when I said that you had a certain amount of remorse? I was mistaken. The court determined maximum imprisonment needed.
Calm down, bro.
You can see two people in the gallery trying to calm Bryant down.
22 years, my dude. He probably thought he was finna get half of that, bro.
Hey, take him out, please. Hey, take him out, please. I love you, bro. I love you, man. Don't worry.
So it's 28 years with credit for 21 days.
8 years.
All right,
He's like,
you
wait a
can
minute,
take
hold
it.
on.
Bryant's
And the
outburst
judge was
leads the
like,
judge.
the judge wasn't telling him, wait, hold on, calm down, bro, calm down. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some reductions. He was telling him, hey, calm down, nigga. I ain't done, nigga. I got more time to add on. 22 years, bruh. What? 28 years. Man.
Judge to impose the maximum
Fuck
sentence allowed for his conviction. He'll now spend 28 years behind bars.
After
Bryant plans to
Albert,
appeal the
28.
decision.
6
The
more years for
defendant has
yelling
shown
like
me
that? Oh
he
my
has
God.
no remorse whatsoever, and therefore the court determines that maximum imprisonment is needed. He poses the greatest likelihood of recidivism.
Get trained to
Goddamn,
become a
Judge.
combination welder in
What
36
the fuck,
weeks
my
at
nigga?
Universal Technical Institute.
Next up, we head to a traffic court proceeding in Sacramento, California. The court clerk is waiting on the defendant, Scott Green, who's appearing today for speeding and license tag violations.
Okay.
There he is.
Hello?
What the
Hello,
fuck?
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Yes, defendant
This
Green
nigga
is also Dr. Scott Green, a plastic surgeon.
This nigga in the middle
Hi.
of surgery on court.
Are you
Look at put people on
available for
hold.
trial? It kind of looks
Look,
like
he
you're
put
in
the
an
person
operating
on.
room
He
right
doing surgery on hold. You
Whatever.
see him like, hey, hold on real quick. I'm gonna get right back to you. You sedated, but I'm gonna get back to you. Hold on.
Yes,
This
I'm
nigga-
available for trial. Go right ahead.
now. Okay, let me just briefly advise you that the proceedings right now, they are being live streamed on YouTube. That's because traffic trials are required by law to be open to the public. Since we're limiting physical access to the courtroom right now, that's
Oh
how we're
my
making them
God,
open to the
this
public,
nigga,
okay?
you was finna
Okay.
lose your license,
Streaming
my
or
boy.
not, Dr. Green is ready to go. The good doctor is sworn in and continues to multitask as he waits
Never.
for Court Commissioner Gary Link to get things started.
He's sitting there doing
can everybody
surgery.
hear me?
Yes, sir.
Officer Monroe, Mr. Green. So unless I'm mistaken, I'm seeing a defendant that's in the middle of an operating room appearing to be actively engaged in providing
This
services
dude
to a
is
patient.
Weird as fuck.
Is that correct, Mr.
He
Green?
said, hey,
Yes, sir.
you gotta do what you gotta do,
Commissioner
man.
Link seems a bit concerned about
At least
Dr.
he ain't
Green's
missed court
setting
shit. He's still making this money.
and his ability to continue the hearing while performing a facelift on a patient.
Facelift.
I do not feel comfortable for the welfare of a patient if you're in the process of operating that I would put on a trial.
Hey, he gonna
Notwithstanding
have
the
old
fact that the
girl. He gonna
officer's
have the
here
patient
today.
looking like her.
I have another surgeon right here who's doing the surgery with me, so I can stand here and allow them to do the surgery also.
Not at all. I don't think so. I don't think that's appropriate. I think I'm going to come up with a different date when you're not actively involved or participating in
Hey, this nigga
attending to the
alarm
needs of
went
the
off saying
patient.
court.
Looks
in the
like
middle of his
Dr. Green's
fucking
plan
surgery,
isn't
like,
going over
fuck.
so well with the court.
I apologize, Your Honor, to the court. Sometimes surgery doesn't always go as
The court,
as
you know,
efficiently as we
it
want.
happens. We want to keep people healthy. We want to keep them alive. That's important.
Facelift.
Thank you.
This
Okay,
guy
you're both free to go now.
Although the Zoom received plenty of attention from the media, the original court business was resolved when Dr. Green paid his fines just a few days later.
I was about to say, why you guys show up to court just to pay fines?
Next, we take you inside the Oakland County Circuit Court near Detroit, Michigan. The judge is Martha Anderson.
May it please the court, Your Honor. Paul Nicoletti appearing on behalf of myself.
That's attorney Paul Nicoletti, who's in court because of an ongoing feud with a former client, Karen Stevens.
Good afternoon, Judge. Karen Stevens, in pro per for my motion for sanctions against Mr. Nicoletti for this vexatious and frivolous PPO.
Stevens claims Nicoletti has petitioned the court for a personal protection order against her over accusations of stalking. She's here to fight the order and try to bring sanctions against Nicoletti.
My motion for sanctions against Mr. Nicoletti for this vexatious and frivolous PPO.
I'm sorry, on his what?
What? Right.
I have a motion for sanctions against...
I know that. And the purpose of the sanctions are based on what?
It was a frivolous and vexatious PPO based on nonsense. I am not stalking Mr. Nicoletti.
I haven't signed a PPO.
Denoting of what the fuck?
Just to clarify, the personal protection order that Stevens is referring to has not even been issued.
His petition for a PPO. Let me...
Okay, were you served?
No, I wasn't, but may I...
No, you may not. How can you ask to sanction someone when you haven't even been served?
That's the point.
So she's trying to stop. So she's trying to stop an order against her that haven't even been served yet. If I'm getting that correctly.
Me when I'm speaking, ma'am?
I have a constitutional right to be heard.
On what basis? There is no case before me, ma'am, other than the fact that you filed this frivolous motion, taking up this court's time for no good reason other than your own personal vendetta against this man. I did not issue a PPO. And here you are taking up my time so that you want me to chastise him and make him pay money? No, ma'am. Your relief is denied, and in addition to that, I am sanctioning you with costs of $500.
Damn!
Thank you, Your Honor.
So not only does Stevens fail to get sanctions against Nicoletti, but she's hit with a $500 fine of her own. Unhappy with the decision, she has some choice words for the judge.
I knew it was fixed.
I beg your pardon?
I knew it was fixed.
Miss Stevens, I highly suggest that you just exit my courtroom and go pay the sanctions before I find you in contempt.
But the story doesn't end there.
Right there.
Due to a clerical mistake, Stevens is back before Judge Anderson 4 months later.
Good morning. May it please the court, Karen Stevens?
Miss Stevens, the last time you appeared in court, the court ordered that you pay $500 in costs. The clerk's office made a mistake with respect to your credit card, and only $5 was assessed as opposed to the $500. When the clerk's office attempted to correct the mistake they made, you basically objected to your credit card company, and that brings you here today. Do you have the $495 that this is the balance owed?
I have my credit card, but I did file an objection and an answer to this order to show cause that wasn't properly served. Didn't have an affidavit of merit.
Looks like Stevens still wants to discuss the protection order, but Judge Anderson isn't having money.
Ms. Stevens, do you have $495 with which to pay today?
I just said I have my credit card. I do not have cash.
Very well then, Ms. Stevens. You may go down to the clerk's office, pay $495 forthwith, take care of the $500 that this court assessed you the last time you were here.
But Karen Stevens isn't one to go quietly.
I'm entitled to know what statutes or court rules you rely on to sanction me in the first place. That's part of due process.
Ms. Stevens, do you wish to comply with my request, or do you wish me to find you?
Is it a court order? I need a court order.
Right, it's trying to sound like she's trying to get some money up out of her.
My clerk will call down to the clerk's office and let
Court
them know you are coming.
$500.
There will be no court orders, what you're saying?
Ms. Stevens, please do as I've directed you to do. Thank you.
Stevens ultimately lost her feud with the judge and Nicoletti. She was not only ordered to pay the fine she owed the court, but Nicoletti's attorney's fees as well.
What, attorney fees?
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam.
God.
Subscribe to
Damn. Hey, well, thank y'all for watching, man. I appreciate y'all, man. If y'all like the video, man, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe, man. Let me know what y'all want to see. I do the reactions. I know some of these videos might be copyrighted. I don't know for sure about this one. But if it's up there, man, take a look at it. You feel me? I appreciate y'all time, man. I'm gonna have more. Probably gonna do another video right now, to be honest. I want to start cranking these out, man, and get the feedback, man. But yeah, just, man, make sure y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe button, man. I appreciate y'all. Hey, until next time, be easy.